Hey guys, it's Ollie Chambers from Ultra Fitness and Vegan Soul Academy. Today, I want to talk about a little video that I watched this morning actually. This is the video done by Vegan Gains, who's a vegan vlogger slash YouTuber. He has lots and lots of videos. He's been around for many years now, growing a big audience and helping people out, moving on to the vegan diet, as well as just helping out with fitness, and also just calling out people on the internet who he thinks are bad examples or giving bad information. And he recently did a video on someone else who I like based on the things he talks about. I don't like judging people on their personalities. I make sure when I judge people on their actions, not who they are. It is Jordan Peterson. So most recently, Jordan Peterson has got into rehab because he was using drugs which basically were helping him deal with the depression that he was suffering because of his wife being ill with cancer. And a lot of what Jordan Peterson does is talk about how people should learn the idea that life is suffering and you need to handle the suffering in the best way that you can, and basically just deal with it. You need to understand that suffering is part of living, and I'm completely about this. One of the biggest things I try to work on is basically helping people get rid of the involuntary suffering in their life, but it's not just completely getting rid of it. You have to replace it with voluntary suffering, which you choose to do. There is no avoiding suffering. No matter which way you go, you're gonna have to have some problems in your life. If you don't have problems in your life, your body or your mind will make them up. This is part of the human condition and you cannot avoid it. It's just part of being what we are. So Vegan Gains has some very strong opinions. I'm calling him a hypocrite for basically using this medication to help himself out in this time of diet need, which Jordan Peterson obviously felt it was the time he needed this medication to help him through the depression he felt because his wife was so ill. And the attacks and saying the position I'm calling him a hypocrite from, I understand why he did this, but I just wanted to clarify that when it comes to the things that Jordan Peterson has been saying in all of his work, is that the principles that he's actually been talking about are incredibly useful. I've used him, I've listened to him, and I don't consider him a pseudo-intellectual. I believe that everyone has something valid to say, but you should judge people on what they're saying, not the person themselves. You never get personally involved in someone. If you start just believing everything that someone says because you like the person, then you're in a dangerous road. You need to make sure when you listen to people, you're listening to the words they say carefully, and you make sure that they make sense and they can work for you. When it comes to Jordan Peterson, most recently speaking about how the carnivore diet has helped him and his whole family are based on the carnivore diet, this is something which I'm careful of to avoid and not listen to. The position he stands is not on a scientific basis. It's all anecdotal evidence. We talked about his family, and if you look as well at Michaela's videos, Vegan Gains refers to this as well, which is the whole reason I believe he released this video most recently, is that she claims that she managed to solve all of her chronic illnesses basically just moving on to a carnivore diet and changing her nutritional patterns. And at the same time as she said that she managed to move off the medications that she was taking for anxiety and depression, but then almost immediately after she said that she's using these medications or used them in the last summer to help her recently. So she has been contradictory in that point and hypocritical with the saying that, oh yes, my diet's helped me out, I no longer need this medication, and then immediately backtracking, saying she's used it recently, and then trying to backtrack and cover this up. What I wanted to do is this video is just make sure that people, when they're listening to Vegan Gains and they're listening to Jordan Peterson, is that this is a very polarizing conversation that's been happened here. Vegan Gains is on one side saying if you're on the Vegan Gains side or if you're on the Jordan Peterson side, what I really want you to do, this is like more of a self-help video, is I want you to realize that you shouldn't be picking sides. The worst thing you can do for yourself is pick a side, because as soon as you've picked a side, you've also chosen an enemy. In this situation, I'm not siding with Vegan Gains or Jordan Peterson. What I'm trying to do is clarify for your benefit what you really should be thinking about in this situation. The first thing you need to be thinking about in this situation is, yes, Vegan Gains is a very valid point when he's saying that Jordan Peterson is being hypercritical in the point where he says you should be carrying your load, saying that medical intervention shouldn't be used, or Michaela is more saying this, and basically now they are using it. I completely agree. If you can avoid using medical intervention, you should do it. It should never be your first go-to. The problem is with using medication for anxiety and depression is that you're trying to attack the symptoms, not the core of the problem itself. You can see that there's loads and loads of research being done, and you can see the people who use this medication end up not coming off of it, or they still have the symptoms, they get worse. For a period of time they feel better, but then the depression kicks in, anxiety kicks in, or they start having these suicidal thoughts. Or school shootings, you see that these people normally have mental health problems, and then they're on medication to try and help them, but it doesn't do what it says. These medications, not saying you shouldn't use them. Jordan Peterson in one of his videos talks about which vegan gains refers to as a clip of it. It's how much better he felt when he started taking some of these medications, and I understand that. I understand you feel better, and that's a great thing, but also at the same time he said, I couldn't imagine myself really coming off these. I could imagine using this forever, or something in a similar regard, which is a dangerous outlook to have. Once again, he's attacking the symptoms of his problem. He's not directly attacking it. Whatever reason it may be, he is choosing to use the medication as a long-term solution, or at least he was using it for a period of time. And you can see now he's in rehab because he was using this medication because he didn't know, he says, the problems with the withdrawal, and now he's suffering from that. So what I want you to really take on that element is, what you should really be doing now while he's at rehab is that he's now attacking the problem directly. He's no longer attacking the symptoms, which is what rehab's going to help him do. It's going to help him get through the problems he's suffering, the direct problem, trying to get off the medication, rather than trying to cover up whatever problems he had when his wife was ill, or she's still ill, and that's why he used anxiety medication. In every single instance, I always preach that people, please do not try and get yourself prescribed these medications. Try and use it as a last resort. Do not allow yourself to be drawn into this idea that medication is going to help you long term. For example, the pharmaceutical companies that in America especially, they want you to be on medications. This is how people earn their money. It's not a long-term solution. It is only a temporary stepping stone to give you more time if you feel like you're almost at the end, to try and find a way of solving the problem. When it comes to polarization, I love the video that Vegan Stains do, and I love a lot of the work which Jordan Peterson talks about. When it comes to self-help, I really love trying to go through this stuff, and you need to be careful not to get into a whirlwind of reading too much and acting more on information than just listening to it. And in this case, I don't want you to be polarized and think you shouldn't be listening to Jordan Peterson, the things he says, even though sometimes he is wrong. I don't think you should be ignoring what Vegan Gain says in this situation or other situations, because maybe he has been wrong at other times, said things that you shouldn't have done, and the only thing I don't agree with in this video is that he's polarizing people and he's making his image to a specific audience. When Vegan Gains does these videos and he's shouting down people and having a go at them, he's attacking that person. And you may not realize this, you may realize this, maybe he's watching this video, but if Vegan Gains, you are watching this, if Jordan Peterson, you're watching this, I absolutely love you guys, I love everyone, I want you to know that. I'm doing this from a place of love, not from a place of hate, not from a place where I'm trying to advance myself. I want to advance everyone, including you, Jordan, including you, Vegan Gains, and everyone else who's watching this video. I want you to take the message that Jordan is speaking about, to carry that weight, to learn to carry your responsibilities, and I want you to take on my message of choosing how you suffer. Do not get stuck in a place where you feel like you can't escape, or just allow yourself to keep suffering the things you know you can change, which you want to. If you're in a shit job that you hate, then fucking find another job and work on that. Maybe you don't like working for someone else. Try and find a way of moving to a self-employed space like I did, because I absolutely love it, and my life has been so much better since then. I'm not saying it's easy, I'm not saying running your own business is easy, but I'm telling you what, I much prefer this struggle, the voluntary struggle I have chosen, than the one that I would have if I was working for someone else. When it comes to the polarization, I don't want you getting on Vegan Gain's side and believing everything he says and ignoring Peterson. I don't want you being on Peterson's side knowing everything Vegan Gain says. Listen to the words they say and take that information and use that. Don't base everything you think about on a person you like and just listen to all their word as gospel, because that will lead you down a dangerous path, not thinking for yourself. I want you to think for yourself and be in a position like me where you can process both sides of the conversation, both sides of what people are being through, and then make your own conclusions on what's best for you if any information was valid to you. The best thing you can do is listen to what people have done which has worked for them. If you take all the things that people do in a day in 24 hours, the things they do which succeed for them, and you pick that up, you're in a much better way than if you listen to thousands and thousands of things that people say which didn't work for them. You could be listening to this shit forever. You could be listening how not to do the exercises, what you shouldn't be eating, what you shouldn't be doing in the day, who you should be hanging around with, or what habits you shouldn't have. But it's much easier and you'll be much more efficient if you work on the things which do work for you. What should you be doing? And then trying to act on these and seeing if they do. If they don't, throw them away and then keep the things which do. Don't waste your time listening to what people are saying you shouldn't do. It's a fucking waste of your time. It's a waste of their time as well. They may not know it. They may think you're doing a service, but I guarantee you they're not. It is in a bad place that they're saying it from. And normally when someone's telling you what not to do, they're saying in a position when they're angry, either at themselves or someone else. And normally the information gets a little isn't so good compared to what you can do if someone's saying from a place of love, loving the things that they're doing and saying this works for me. To wrap up this video, all I want to say is that listen to what Jordan Senior says when in his seminars he talks to the struggles. Don't listen to him when he's saying this medication worked for me, or if he's recommending using it, or going to his carnivore diet. Do the research and listen to the science first. That's what you should be looking at. Yes, listen to Vegan Gains and he points out these mistakes in people's character and what people are saying, but do not start hating these people. Vegan Gains is very good at getting angry at people and individuals, when what you should really be doing is get angry at the message that they're giving out and trying to help them change this, because the only reason that people aren't doing these things and doing bad things is because they are struggling themselves. It's not because they want you to do wrong on you. It's not because that they are trying to do everything down and trying to stack themselves up. Michaela Peterson, I'm sure, does really want to fucking help people. She thinks that she knows what has worked for her. Jordan Peterson really fucking thinks that he is helping people, just like Vegan Gains is. They wouldn't be doing these videos. I wouldn't be doing these videos either. I wouldn't fucking bother standing in front of the camera trying to talk to you if I was trying to just like diss you off and fuck up your life in a way to take your money. Yes, I want some money. Yes, I want to be able to sustain my own life. I want to run my own online PT business, which I'm building up using YouTube, which is going really, really well. All I really want to do is help people and be here in front of the camera, and you can see it in the passion in my voice when I talk to you guys. Alright guys, that is the end of this video. I'm going to put a link in the description for Vegan Gains video for the video which I'm talking about. So I just want you to remember, when you go into any situation, do not judge people, judge the words that they're saying. Do not get angry at the person, get angry at their views. People can change. People do want to give you the love and tell you what's the right thing to do. There's a very, very few people out there who want to try and do you wrong. And I tell you what, if you listen to these elements, if you listen to the way they talk, and if you really analyze what they say, you better pick out the people who are trying to fuck you over from the people trying to help you very, very easily. I've been Ollie Chambers of Vegan Soul Academy, OJC Fitness. I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.